Hello, ZSR2. This is the Link to the Past Cross Keys tournament. I believe we're commenting with Scary Olive and Recidador, and I'm your restreamer. We apologize for any delay that's been going on. We had a little trouble with our cropping, so just be patient. Thank you for being patient with our setup. And this is going to be an exciting match, and hats off to our commentators, and I shall be seeing you later, near the end, to give the outro.
Hello everybody, I am Recidador, joined by Scary Olive. We're about to see a race between sab0tender and Chexhuman. sab0tender is seed 51, Chexhuman seed 14. sab0tender is coming off of a win against Death King. Chex' first race so far since the qualifiers. Since he was a higher seed, he had a bye for the first round. So Chex has done a lot of entrance seeds, and he does a lot of overworld glitches and crazy modes like that. No logic, so he's a pretty strong runner of your weirder modes. sab0tender, I know, has done a lot of open and standard, so he's pretty strong in that field. I think he's more a little bit newer to entrance, but picking it up pretty well. We're gonna get starts in both Sanctuary and Link's House for Piece of Heart. sab0tender is gonna go straight to the eastern area, it looks like, and Chex is gonna let us know that we have a Pyramid Sanctuary.
Pyramid Sanctuary. That one I haven't seen a lot, I must admit. But I guess it's possible, and that's great. So that's already puts a lot of bunny possibilities from the get-go.
That it does.
An hammer.
Yeah, I have a feeling that hammer is going to be important as far as getting the Moon Pearls. Somehow I just have that feeling. Meanwhile, sab0tender got a mushroom and a small key to GT over by Eastern in one of the, or over by the lake in one of the pyramid fairies, or one of the fairy fountains in one of those houses. He is going to walk up to the witch's hut, it looks like, possibly Houlihan after that.
Yeah, always good idea to give up the mushroom early if you can, since you never know when you're gonna encounter the potion shop and you don't want to double dip it. So I can totally understand the move here.
Check's finding the dam up at the castle and also the powder, which is another good thing to find before you check too many drop downs, in case you can actually access that as soon as you see it. I mean, with that hammer, I wouldn't even be surprised if the magic bat was vanilla.
Yeah, and it's a good thing that they find the powder early on, because since they already have the mushroom and they're giving it, you could have the thing where, oh, if I keep the mushroom, I cannot do fake powder later on, but now you have the powder, so...
Archetype, I have not checked my my sunken treasure recently, although I do always keep it in my...
Thieves down at the library. 4 checks here that you can get, but then we cannot go farther without the big key of this dungeon.
Looked like a lumberjack at the castle. Didn't see what was on it, but Chex is running around to get it, so I guess it was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he would be going if it was even like a full heart container, so it must be like a required item, or maybe a map. I would go for a map. Oh, it's a key.
Small key to Turtle Rock.
That's decent. You at least need one if there's a crystal there, so...
Alright, got some bombs in Thieves Town. Not really like super great, but nice to have a couple of those in your arsenal. So with this hammer, I'm interested to see what ends up showing up at the Magic Bat's Magic Bat's normal location, because I feel like that's going to factor in somehow, no matter what it ends up.
Yeah, and Chex is gonna be able to get there on his first go, but sab0tender is gonna have to wait a little bit to go back. And we're gonna see what Green Pendant is today at Desert Palace. Oh, 2 big keys. A key on the maze game. To go there, we'll either need to find it as a connector, or if we go back with the mushroom, not the mushroom, the mirror, we'll be able to get in and get that key. Big key of Tower of Era also. Lots of big key early on.
Yeah, looks like
what
we're gonna
convenient.
get a lot of big keys early right now.
Yeah.
Tower of Hera, big key showing up right next to Tower of Hera is interesting in the fact that they can go upstairs and get a bunch of items, but not kill Moldworm. Also, I guess we're not actually live right now.
I'm not sure if we're live, but I'll pretend we're live because maybe we are and life is great.
Can you hear me now, guys?
Not live, but they can chat with us, so we're probably live? I don't know.
Oh, we're live, but the streams aren't. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll just continue describing what we see then. So, Chex is going to go through a connector here that he found in the
sab0tender just found Turtle Rock. Also, it's like the village of dungeons.
Oh, okay, that's where the other end of that connector was. I was wondering how sab0tender got to the village so quick.
Yeah, the witch's hut is a connector to the library. Very convenient. But Chex is gonna opt to not go in and just gonna check the hole next. Maybe even do Olean to get some early money.
Got a Palace of Darkness key on the uncle. So there are 6 of those. The more of those you find, the better you feel. And some more bombs. sab0tender walking into a hint, but walking right back out. Didn't want to spend the time, maybe. Or maybe not as familiar with the NPCs that give hints. Could be one of the...
Yeah, I think he doesn't have he has the money, but maybe you want to keep it for buying the item in the village. That's $100.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Rupees?
Neither one is hula hand yet. Chex is about to take care of that.
Yeah, he's doing it right now. And the well is vanilla.
What was at the bat? I didn't see.
I don't think sab0tender went there. Or if it did, it was during the live confusion. But we'll see when Chex goes.
Well, not for now, because Chex is going to go the opposite direction. Meanwhile, sab0tender gets himself a shovel in the well and a shield.
And a shield. And he got money now, so he can buy all the hints he wants, and he can buy the item at the potion. At the bottle vendor.
Gonna check out a couple more entrances first, though. We've got just a shop there. Chex getting his mushroom and small key over there. We'll see if he just turns that right in. He has a lot of entrances he hasn't checked, so he may be so inclined.
So that's interesting. The pyramid start means that they always gonna start always at the Link's house in Light World. So that's a bit inconvenient to go to the village and stuff.
Yeah, depending on where the old man turns out to be, that could be a powerful ally as far as getting around. So Chex is walking back to town, so we may get a look at this magic bats thing first. He's going to go ahead and turn the mushroom in via this connector that's actually turning out to be pretty handy at this point.
But right now, as far as owls go, there's only 2 missing, I think. The fairy and Ganon itself, right?
Well, they haven't gone north yet either, so there's a few more things we haven't seen. We haven't seen the thief either for a while. And I'm not entirely sure if we've seen the bat. Depends on what's over here. sab0tender going to go immediately check this shovel, which is a good idea. Early shovel usually kind of gets you thinking maybe something good's going to show.
Yeah. And when Chex gets into Tower of Era, I'll be able to go all the way up with this big key that he's getting here in Sarshwala. So we'll probably even go kill Moldorm at this point.
Yeah, he does have the ability to do that. Also, the shovel led to a castle tower key. We don't know what's behind the lumberjack yet, but I always feel a little tingly whenever I see a castle tower key almost immediately in.
Yeah. Let's hope that sab0tender goes for the hammer here.
Ooh, he is walking away from it. That
Yeah.
is, he's kind of forgetting there's an item there.
That's a big problem if he forgets it forever. Let's hope that next time he will think about it. For now, he's just gonna go scout some exits in the Dark World.
And
As
for
a
the
bunny.
sake of our tracker, sab0tender picked up an Aga Tower key, not a sewer key.
Oh, and that's a connector right there. There's an item there, dude.
Yeah, a freestanding item that he is completely able to pick up. So this could be
I would totally go for it. And he's
also
going
get
back.
a clue that he's not technically supposed to be able to read as a bunny, but you know, Super Bunny is.
Turtle Rock.
I don't know how important I would really consider that hint. It's more of an informational thing that doesn't really do you much good, especially since you don't really want to go out of your way for a key like that.
Yeah. Chex decided not to finish Era for the time being.
I think that would
He
be
just
why
got
right
it.
there.
Yeah.
Looks like Spectral Rock Cave went to the West Dark Death Mountain. So if the mirror happens to be around somewhere, this is going to be important.
Oh yeah, I've got vibes from yesterday already. Oh, a nice bum jump for the mirror. Oh, that's huge.
So that could mean that the hook shot or cane is around, or that could mean that Chex just skipped a couple layers of the seed.
Yeah, that's a trick that if you can master it, that can be super useful. And right now, it's gonna even. Oh, it doesn't have the cane, so we cannot get to Laser Bridge, but the mirror is so useful because even if you are the bunny form, sometime with the mirror you can, if you press the mirror on the right frame when you enter a dark village door, you will be gain the super bunny state, which allow you to open chests. So if you find like a cave with a chest in the dark world, even if you don't have the moon pearl yet, you can still clear stuff with the mirror. So that's gonna be like super huge for him in the long run. The more the more Sabo waits to go back, well, at least find the, if he's gonna do it in logic, he needs to find the cane right now, and he needs to go back as soon as he finds it.
Well, just the fairy
Yeah.
at the bat entrance, so the hammer may be more related to killing Moldorm at this point. Given the mirror being so available in that chest, I wouldn't be entirely surprised to see a hookshot or a cane upstairs in Hera. Also, Chex found the aforementioned Tower of Hera small key in the crystal roller room, which is actually in logic currently, based on being able to kill the pokies and get through that way. Oh, actually, I lied because you can't even get in. That's also behind a cane or a hookshot right now. Pardon me, losing my.
So when sab0tender is gonna find the Dark World, the Dark Death Mountain access that sab0tender found earlier, he's gonna be able with his mirror to clear the mountain, and also at the top with the hammer that he has, he's gonna be able to go all the way to east and mountain.
Yeah, and speaking of hammers, sab0tender unfortunately still not getting that hammer sitting on the pyramid.
Yeah.
I don't know if he just kind of forgot. You could definitely just pick that up, or just didn't think he had enough hearts to get around the the lever or ropa or whatever it is up there. I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, as you said earlier, sab0tender is not the most experienced, I think, in the Crossworlds, but he's giving it his best shot, and maybe that's not always that you have like the Pyramid Fairy as your Sanctuary Escape. So maybe he's just forget it for now, but he's gonna remember later that there's an item there. But just very unfortunate that it might set him back a little bit if he waits too much.
We got an Ice Palace small key at the dam and Bumper Cave inside the dam. And yeah, this is a mode that's crazy enough that even an experienced runner can just like totally just miss something simple without without even trying. Like there's just like a lot going on. Meanwhile, Moldorm is down for the
There's the
surprise,
king.
Can of Similar. Yep, I kind of expected that or the hook shot up here, so color me unsurprised.
Yeah. So that puts the mirror back in logic. Also, now we can go to Laser Bridge for 4 more chests.
Yeah, he has one key that he can use to do that, right? It's still a bit of a sequence break, but I mean, if you feel pretty comfortable with laser skip, it's not the worst thing to be doing right now. Look like sab0tender is going to do a little sequence break for us, though. Fake flipper to hobo. Maybe also to either the island or the waterfall cave, although he can't do anything but scout the waterfall cave without the moon pearl.
We just got a hint about Bumbo's location in Turtle Rock. That can be useful for Ice Palace if the Ice Rod Cane is Fire Rod is in ice itself. But otherwise, or maybe if the entrance for Mire or Turtle Rock or Bumbo's. So that's good knowledge.
We did get an Ice Palace small key, so I think. Oh well, here's a place that Chex can use his mirror.
Yeah.
So this could be a thing, or also getting to that Death Mountain was going to be a top priority. Not that.
And here's the Bumbo's already required for Mire entrance. Oh, and desert.
Yeah, this is not in logic to do anything in the center of desert as a bunny, so he may just nope out of this for now and see what the mirror locations bring him, and then come back to that if he wants to sequence break around that.
Yeah.
I think going up the mountain and mirroring is going to be a big thing. He's probably going to want to check that out as well, because if you exit the other exit in the light world and come back inside, all that stuff's in logic.
Swamp has been found on sab0tender's side. It is in between the desert. But we don't have flippers, so and either the swamp small key, so right now it's out of a question. Oh. Yeah, the Paradox Cave you cannot do anything in bunny form in it, right? You really need to find the exit, right?
No, yeah, you would have to. Oh, we found Laser Bridge. Speaking of Laser Bridge, so we don't need to go through the front for that. But yeah, you are not allowed to do anything in Paradox Cave as a bunny. If you enter in the Dark World, though, and one of the exits that is open, not blocked by that block, is in the Light World, and you exit that and go back inside, then suddenly everything's in logic because you entered from the Light World. We see the back of Super Bunny Cave also on Chex's side, mirroring from the Mire area.
And Fire Rod it is. And a sword. First sword of the game. In Laser Bridge. And here's the Bumbles that we got a hint about, so...
Yeah, not quite in logic yet. We don't have an invulnerability item. The Fire Rod's in logic, though, so if GT shows up anytime soon, that's an interesting set of items we have.
Yeah, for sure. Oh!
This was the desert main entrance, right?
Yeah. And I think we saw a castle tower key for sab0tender. Chex doesn't have it, so he's gonna be only able to get the shield here.
Yeah. So we found another sword on Laser Bridge, by the way. So Laser Skip super paying off.
Wow, Master Sword already.
I don't believe we have seen what's on Lumberjack yet. I don't think either runner has gone to the
Nope.
north of Light World.
No, all of the south and everything they've done has been pretty stacked up. So they don't have nobody's went to the forest yet. Even the forest. One
Okay,
pro
so
could be sitting right there, and
Chex is about to do that thing I suggested, which is try to see if this has a Light World exit that can help us access the item.
here we go. Is it Light World? It is.
And you didn't even have to go through all of what he just went through to get to them.
But that's a kind of a convenient location for connectors.
And so sab0tender is going to find his way to his mirror through, not through the logical way, but with these swords, because he's going to go kill Moldorm as well.
Yeah. Well, the best case scenario for him is that this leads him with the mirror leads him to the Moon Pearl, and then I think when he gets the Moon Pearl, he's gonna think about the hammer when he goes to the Dark World.
Sanctuary start means he's basically always going to be near the hammer, no matter what. So he'll have a few opportunities to check it out.
Yeah, and since he has the hammer, when he's gonna do he's gonna go on the top of pyramid to mirror to go to the 3 entrances of the castle. He's gonna think about it for sure now. But let's just hope that the Moon Pearl is not behind the hammer, because then you'll have to think about it before it gets it.
Yeah, so far Paradox Cave, not at all exciting. We got 5 more items though, so lots of opportunity.
Yeah, I believe in the paradox.
I believe in the power of red rupees, apparently.
Well,
there.
Thieves Town, and Thieves Town is accessible right now, so that's another completable dungeon at our disposal.
Yeah, not everything is in logic there, but they can, if they're so inclined, orphan the big chest and hope they get a hint for it, or they could try to hold out for the small key. Chex is going to find that the other side of Paradox Cave goes to the western Dark World, and he's going to remember, hey, I have a mirror. Maybe I should just walk over into some of these entrances.
That's a good thinking. So, and sab0tender is gonna get the Summer Arcane right now.
Yeah, I expect him to go right next door and get his mirror. If he is remembering that he has that Turtle Rock.
I think here we're gonna see the 1-frame trick that I talked about. sab0tender in Bunny Farm gonna be able to open the chest.
Yep, nicely done. Just gets a piece of heart, but he does get to mark this location off of his mind. sab0tender is walking away from Turtle Rock, though. Go back. Go back. He's going to show us some new information, at least.
Yep.
Oh, it's the other side of Super Bunny. I don't remember if it was him or Chex that found the other side of that. Oh,
Super
I think
Bunny
it was
on Chex because it's the fire rod.
Yeah, so if he doesn't, he doesn't have to cut himself off to going through that connector.
Yeah. Also, we found the magic bat on the sanctuary for Chex, and Ganon is at the forest.
All right, so what is going to be at the Lumberjack? I think Chex might actually beat sab0tender to. Okay, I was gonna say if there's anything in this entrance, that entrance is very fickle for the mirror Super Bunny trick. I have hard crashed my game before trying to do that there. There's something weird about Spike Cave up in the top of the forest. And we have Ooh, spiral cave up here. That's a route killing connector right there. So I don't
Yeah.
know if they're gonna want to do that.
Well, maybe they want to do it after they go to. Oh, lumberjack is. Are we gonna see if it's? Nope. No, I got today.
All right, high five, runners.
Both must be very happy to see this here.
Yep, they don't ever have to go back to Aga Tower once they clear out those 2 items.
And it looks like Spiral Cave will wait.
Yeah, sab0tender's really thinking about whether he wants to do this.
Oh yeah, because he can do a lot of stuff also in the Village of Outcast, but a few entrances. Plus, he hasn't done the forest yet.
All right, what do we got in the fortune teller above Village of Outcasts? We have Ice Palace.
Palace.
If they ever get a moon pearl, there's a fair deal of that in logic, but
Yeah.
we know that's not what we need to do right now, so we're just gonna skip.
And I would try to wait until at least I have gloves to go inside if I can, because otherwise you're almost guaranteeing yourself a double dip.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Court of Last Resort. There, it's not really that hard to get to either. So, all right, Chex is gonna go do a little bunny revival in Skull Woods. You got another minor glitch that lets you get around the moon pearl. Gonna do a little simultaneous checks with the forest. It looks like, but well, I don't know. He may just be doing this. He may not super bunny or bunny
Yeah,
revive right
if
now.
I had
he
the
doesn't wanna
choice, if I had the choice between Super Bunny stuff and go do Spiral Cave, I would go to Spiral Cave, but maybe he will try to do both of those.
Yeah, he can get a few items out of here. The main thing would be trying to be careful not to get stuck, really.
Yeah, it is possible since the entrants are randomized in the Skullwoods. Sometimes you enter a hole and then you're stuck in between 2 places. But he has the mirror. He can always like escape, but
The fun fact that you can actually do 2 ways of bunny revival in Skullwoods, because you can either kill yourself or you can get wall mastered and instantly become.
looks like he's gonna wait for the Wallmaster here. So this one is great because this gives him a key, and so when he finds, he's gonna try to keep this key. So if he finds Skullwoods, back of Skullwoods later on, he already has the key he needs to clear it, since he has a fire rod and he doesn't have a sword yet, so he cannot do it. But
Spiral Cave, very worth it today.
yeah. Boots are great because not only you are running everywhere, so you're going faster, but in this mode there are 3 more entrances in the form of Bunkrucks.
And sab0tender are actually going to go in reverse in Turtle Rock to get this crystal roller chest before getting the big chest. So he is thinking about getting these chests in.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna have to do this room in the dark. It's one of the... depends. Some people say it's one of the easiest dark rooms because you don't have to do anything. I think it's one of the hardest because I'm bad.
Going backwards is actually like beyond easy. sab0tender is actually doing it the hard way. You literally just hold up. At least it looked like he went kind of out of the way there.
Yeah.
But yeah, just hold up and you just don't have to do anything else after that. So that one is actually like the freest of dark rooms. I couldn't quite tell, but it definitely looked like he was kind of wandering off to the right.
Oh, and sab0tender is actually gonna keep going inside of a...
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like he kind of maybe forgot that Turtle Rock Big Chest was like in town, and then he's like remembered that Laser Bridge was around.
Yeah, that would be problematic since it is the mirror. sab0tender is like strategically avoiding all the good checks that are in his face.
I have faith that he will make his way back eventually.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see one of them get the mirror to Death Mountain and check a lot of those entrances up there.
Yeah, because at this point it is in logic, right?
Yes, it is in logic. Ganon's tower being up there would be pretty unsurprising given the items.
Looks like Chex is gonna finish. He's gonna clear his way of village of Kakariko. Meanwhile, Chex sab0tender gonna get the key chest in TR for a key.
I don't think we saw Chex actually get that.
Hyrule Castle was
I don't
found.
think he got the chain chomp room either. Actually, now that I think about it.
Oh, he's gonna go there, and maybe then he's gonna kill himself. No,
Hyrule Castle is a dungeon you can revive in, but he's got a couple mirror spots down here. I think he would be more interested.
yeah. Yeah, there's quite a bit open right now with like in terms of stuffs, but all of this, like the desert entrance we found that has 2 connector, even though we can do bunny stuff, it's out of logic. And Hyrule Castle, oh, Turtle Rock brings to the east that mountain.
Yep, although I'm not sure where sab0tender's going now.
I think he's remembering about the big chest. No,
Oh,
he's gonna go.
He's
gonna go to the champs, yeah, and then die, and then exit back on the mountain. Or he's deciding now because he. And Chex is also in TR. Gonna go check the crystal roller room himself. Oh no, he's doing the other way. He's gonna go to the.
Yeah,
he's gonna get his swords. Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's probably gonna find enough keys anyway. But wasting a key when he could just sort of approach it from the other direction.
Yeah, well, you haven't found it yet because you haven't been on the South Shore.
Yeah, we do have a lot of they really haven't gone towards Eastern yet either, and there's some South Shore stuff. So we actually have like really a lot of entrances open to us right now.
Yeah.
They don't all know that because one of them has the knowledge of where Death Mountain is, and the other one has the mirror. Between the two of them, they have a lot of knowledge. They just need to connect each other.
The chain chumps takes a toll on sab0tender. And now he has to go back all the way. That's gonna be quite a loss of time here.
Yeah, that's a gross room to do sometimes. Those guys have some RNG that can take you by surprise. And you are sometimes expected to do that room with only bombs.
Oh my god. Yeah, these chain chomps, they take, I think, 3 hearts on green mail.
4, I want to say.
4 hearts. So yeah, there's not a big margin for error.
Almost everything in Turtle Rock hits for 4 hearts. It's a very punishing dungeon.
That's the dungeon I always die when I do NMG. That's why I don't do NMG anymore. All right. Oof.
Playing a little game of dodge chomps.
Yeah, I think. Oh no.
Oh, did not get the chest again. That hurts.
No, that hurts. Is he gonna go for a 3rd time?
It might be one of those things to leave, but he's gonna go for it.
Yeah.
This is a chest that's basically in logic as soon as you find it. So that is a thing that could be weighing on your mind. Just any chest that's just available with no equipment always has a chance of being high value item.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on Chexhuman side, we found Bumper Cave, but we don't have the hookshot or the hookshot would only work the other way around, so we will need the cape definitely to go back this way.
And I don't believe we've seen this cave yet on either end. And it's just a fairy cave.
Yeah.
So now Chex is going to maybe go to the eastern side. All that for a second shield.
Well.
Suggest the possibility that laser shield is going to be the logical way to access laser bridge.
And
Gotta
now
go ahead and check out the mountain though while
yeah,
he's up.
that's well, that's like only four doors, 5 doors in total that he can check, but still better than nothing.
Yeah, it's not. Well, several of them are already a bust, but it's checking things off the list. You spend a lot of time doing that in this.
Nothing at all. If only we had a way to go to the other side of this bridge.
Right. Well, if we combine our powers of the runners together, we would have so much access.
Yeah. All right. Check's gonna keep bunnying around.
Yeah, interested in these mirror spots down here. There's two entrances and one item that you can get from here. And sab0tender, unfortunately not having the fire rod, does at least have the cane to check one item.
Yeah.
I missed where he's at right now. Where
That's
did he enter?
Yeah, he entered the bunk rocks near Link's house.
Okay, right.
Ah, yeah, big key. Ice Palace, but we know that's the bus. That's a hint.
Hey,
Oh!
baby. Looks like we got some mirror bunny logic today.
So mirror is indeed required for the Moon Pearl. Yeah, bunny logic.
All right, well, sab0tender really needs to go check out the big chest of Turtle Rock because he's not going to be getting that pearl anytime soon if he does.
Yeah, and he needs to think about it because he's almost cleared everything else in TR except this chest, and that's the only one that I... Well, the sword are nice, but it looks like he's going the right direction.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else he would be checking up here right now. So I guess he never came over here. Oh, right. There's a connector here, but he does not seem interested in going through.
Well, he's already been in the other way around. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, I think he did.
And passing up on Turtle Rock once more. But we're gonna see a new connector.
I believe this was to the Mire area. Which him not having a mirror makes this a much less lucrative visit, right? Meanwhile, Check's able to continue his loop of the Dark World with the Pearl so he can actually get all the items in his path instead of leaving some behind because he doesn't have the Found the bomb shop at the cave south of Grove, and it lets us know that both of our bow-related crystals are 5/6 crystals.
Yep. Great knowledge. We haven't found any of those two dungeon yet, but
Yeah,
now that we have Pearl.
sab0tender finding desert even without the pearl knows he can get 4 items in here right now, so he is just killing himself and going.
Yeah, that makes sense. At some point, you gotta... At least he needs to remember what he's getting, though, because you gotta know that this won't lead to the Moon Pearl. And that maybe can eliminate some checks for him in his mind, while being there.
Yeah, we've got a big key to Misery Mire, which if you are comfortable with dark rooms, makes it fully clearable at this point. We have a blue cane there. If one of these entrances is in the light world, that's actually in logic. It is entirely possible that one of these entrances is going to be
Yeah.
somewhere in the light world.
Yeah, eastern like area hasn't been checked at all. Also, like the eastern south hasn't been checked.
Got a small key over on Chex's side to Turtle Rock. All right, gonna be semi. Did we pick up the big key to desert already, or am I just missing something?
Well, I think we don't have because he cannot open it, but he's trying his best. You never know when it's gonna open, and he tried his luck.
Maybe he was gonna do a little telekinesis.
Yeah, maybe he's done in front and he's thinking hard and he knows it's nothing and he's never gonna come. Oh, it's stuck
Well,
here now.
that would be an interesting connector if we had a hammer and a moon pearl, but
We could have.
yeah, they are available. We just don't have them on that particular end. Chex has the hammer, so he can actually just continue this loop into the pod area and check the eastern area with the mirror as well. So his routing is working out very well for him.
Oh yeah, he's not. He's not setting up himself to do a lot of going back. Only thing he's missed right now is not gearing up for the boots, which would help him. I don't remember where they were.
They were in Spiral Cave, which he has a lot of more interesting things to do. Ooh,
Yeah.
sab0tender finding another something that he could really use a mirror for. Check's actually just going to cut himself off here, which is interesting, instead of checking the rest of the eastern area. I don't think we've seen where this goes. I mean, he does have access to, the whole pod eastern combo from the sanctuary as well, so that's not too bad. Ah, that's where the mountain was, right. So he's
Yeah.
got the... This is actually probably a little bit more lucrative for him to check out right now, so yeah, good on.
The grass man.
Okay, so that's telling us that the Dark Flute 5 cave has an item in it. And as far as the situations they find themselves in, I would probably rather have the hammer and the moon pearl over the boots right now. If I would probably rather be the runner missing the one thing versus the two.
Oh, a pod.
All right, we got another small key to GT. We've got one Palace of Darkness key, but he's probably gonna potion glitch and then hammer over so he can save this key and check.
Oh yeah, because we have a red potion. We got a red potion in our bottle, so that's very useful.
I actually missed the hint because I was marking my map.
Yeah, it said the den contained the powder, which we already have, so not gonna be an helpful hint tonight. In pod.
And sab0tender has made his way to Paradox Cave, and I think there was like at least one or two items that were kind of interesting.
Yeah, there's a big key in there.
Thieves Town, I believe.
Yeah.
All right, so what do we have locked by the bow today? Red rupee and a small key to Hyrule Castle. Okay, that's intriguing.
Well, this today, since we know that the back of Sanctuary is behind Aghanim 2, it's a pretty great key to find.
That it is, and it does tell us that the bow is not in the sewers or in the bottom of Hyrule Castle. Could be in the first chest. It's not in any of the other ones beyond Dark Cross or beyond the first one on the downstairs area.
Yeah. sab0tender is gonna find Ice Palace. Is he gonna go for a bunny revival? Well, he doesn't have. He has Bumbos, but he's not gonna go. He's not even gonna go for the hint.
Okay, so Chex actually just getting the 2 chests that would be in logic.
Yeah.
Not taking his key further back. He wanted to check the drop down chest, I think, because that is a chest highly unlogic with that 1 key. Maybe he didn't want to abandon whatever important thing could possibly.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because if he can find a bow quite fast now, he's gonna be able to save this key forever. And Pod is one of the dungeon that has 6 keys, but technically you can only need 6. I mean 4. Sorry, there's 6 key in total. If with 4 you're good to clear everything in the best case scenario. So
Yep.
saving a key here is pretty important.
Meanwhile, sab0tender is doing a little bunny revival shenanigans of his own here, over in Skullwood. I think there was not much in Skullwoods that we cared about. Oh, but we do find a hookshot cave, which would be one item in logic for Chex if he had in fact found those boots yet.
Yeah. And we're gonna think like it might take him a while to go back to get to the spiral cave. So
Yeah, Spiral Cave is a pretty tragic location to have anything important in, because nobody ever wants to do Spiral Cave when it either cuts off your route or
oh no, okay.
it tends to cut off your route or you get like, well, that's really the main thing. It just cuts your route off.
I'm gonna answer Bob in the chat. Yeah, Hammer was on Pyramid Ledge. It's like it was available in the first 10 seconds of the seed, but for some reason sab0tender totally forgot that you can bunny your way to the top of the pyramid, and he just walked right by it. And he never saved and quit since, and he's gonna probably wait until he has his moon pearl to go back there. So
Yeah,
well,
finding the old man cave in Hera. Intriguingly enough, there are flippers and a book inside Skullwood, so I
yeah.
guess Chex actually did not fully clear this. I thought he had.
Chex, I think, only got the small key in the pot, and then he went and did the chest that's behind like the statue block, but then he never went into the rest of the Skullwoods.
Yeah, those are interesting finds that don't in any way help sab0tender find what he actually needs to find,
No,
but it lets him do some more, stuff.
but he must know that if he follows this thread of flippers, like if he goes right now in swamp, or that's not gonna help him for his moon pearl because it's in bunny logic that he found those.
Yeah, it's gonna eliminate things, a number of checks as far as things that he could find that at. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure where he's going. The Turtle Rock big chest is still at large over here. That's the one thing he really needs, but that doesn't appear to be what he is doing. Oh, he's gonna kill blind without the small key, or the hammer, even if he had the small key. So, well, that's interesting. He's orphaning this chest, which could or could not be a problem depending on what's in it.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta take risks, and it's 47 minutes in. You still don't have any. You have a pendant, but no crystals. So, and this is available, so I can see why you would go for it. But yeah, that's one of those things where it's gonna be very hard to be able to think about going back here, even when you find this Turtle Rock Thieves Town small key, because it's gonna be so out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, we did just see a race yesterday where logic expected you to dive into Thieves Town without the small key, so you could get the one chest in logic, which was the Maiden's chest. So it is always in the realm of possibility that you're required to come in here for one chest. That's the one chest that the big key puts in. Wait, what did that say? Moon Pearl can be found what?
Did it say it? I missed it.
As a prize. Okay, so that's telling him that the Moon Pearl is at the chest game.
Yeah, but that doesn't help at all finding it.
Yeah, it doesn't tell him where it's at.
Great int, game. Great int. I mean, like, the hint would be great, like, in normal setup, but in an entrance, that's
Yeah, that's like your moon pearl's in some place that you haven't found yet. So as soon as you get there, you'll know what you're getting, but it doesn't help because you don't know.
yeah. At least he knows that there's a moon pearl somewhere,
Yes, somewhere in the light world there is a moon pearl.
and he knows that he doesn't. It like if you think about it, it tells you it's not in a dungeon. Also,
Yeah.
so it's not like I prefer having this hint than no hint when you think about it. But yeah, it's
I don't know. It's more interesting when it's like, hey, your moon pearl's in Turtle Rock, but you know, like, oh yeah, Chex has actually found all the logical shields. So yeah, I think this is you're supposed to be your access to get your swords, but he's already bypassed that requirement. So
yeah, and he's gonna since he has his fire rod, he's gonna be able to get all the remaining chests in this dungeon here, and he's gonna escape.
okay, so our one logical chest in Thieves Town right now has a Misery Mire small key. So
Yay! For those who don't
no, we already saw
know,
that. Never.
the Misermeyer small keys are useless in this mode because you can enter Misermeyer without any small key, and you can clear everything if you have the big key. So
Yeah. Also, if you have a fire source for the left side, which we do.
yeah.
The only thing the small keys factor in is 3 of them put the left side in logic, so you can read some logical implications out of having them, or where they're located, and whatever you find on the left side. But other than that, not much else. All right, we got a blind fight. sab0tender probably pretty good with the script. He's been doing this whole thing for a while, and yep, no fuss, no muss, and we got a dead.
Dead blind, 10 arrow, but a crystal.
Got a blue mail on the fire locked side. So nothing vital over there that sab0tender. We do have a crystal on the board though. sab0tender actually taking the crystal lead despite the item discrepancy.
Easy going. No, go back, back.
He is running as fast as he can away from his progression.
It's so frustrating when you know, but I can understand that sometimes you went in there and you remember, oh, okay, yeah, there's Turtle Rock, but then you don't have the thing you need.
Oh, we found the other end of Hookshot Cave, so we could see that one chest that Chex could get. And I feel sab0tender's pain because I definitely just forgot that chest earlier in a race and totally destroyed my run. The only difference is I didn't have the cane, I had the hook shot, and I had already cleared like all the Turtle Rock, so it was like off my mind.
Yeah, not only you have to remember that you have access to the chest, but you have to remember that you have the big key. So that's like 2 things that your brain has to remember. And when you walk past it, like you have to look at your map to remember that that's the Turtle Rock, because otherwise you think it's just a normal house. So it's
sab0tender finding some different access to West Earth Mountain, but I don't believe there was too much interesting up here.
Well, there's Spot and there's Misermeyer, but
well, he can do all of Misermeyer if he wants to avoid the lamp.
Yep. You even got a small key for it, so.
Not having a fire rod actually means he can't do the left side, but I mean he can go kill Vitreous if he's feeling really good about his Master Sword, 7 Hearts, Green Mail. You know, I think he might still have a potion until he potion glitches.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, so Skullwoods, I'm actually unsure of which region Chex is in, right?
He's at the top of the castle. He mirrored on Pyramid.
Ah, okay.
And he got the small gloves, pretty cool. That's gonna open. Why are you not going to fight? Don't you have the he has the small key. He went into
and the hammer, so he has a pretty decent setup for taking this guy.
Yeah. Fire rod, he has everything.
He also just gained regular Dark World access with that hammer or that glove, so that is another nice.
That's pretty good, and also he can open like all the rocks that have entrances, and he's not been to any of those places yet, almost, except like near the that mountain entrance. So he's not gonna be doing a lot of the double dip, and now that puts also ice palace and logic for him.
Yep, I think. Yeah, we've got a cane, we got a small key. He doesn't even have to bomb jump if he doesn't want to. He can just go into
And
Ice
we got a
Palace
hint
and,
about the big chest containing a heart piece, so it doesn't even matter that we don't have to wait until our big key.
Alright, Mothula being one of these annoying bosses, if you hit him into the spikes, he doesn't take any damage, so you have to take that into account. And then all of these spikes are trying to fly around and smack you in the face, but Chex just puts him down in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, that was pretty good fight for the equipment. You're about normally you see people beat him this fast with like tempered, and he just went away easily on Master Sword here. And
Alright, so sab0tender can't do the left side of Mire, but he's making his way towards some of the checks he can do. Speaking of Ice Palace, Check's got another Ice Palace small key, so that could make him be thinking about going over there. Also, we have a small key to Misery Mire inside Misery Mire's big chest, so that is some crap.
well, that's a good location because that's when you need it the most. That's when you get it. So. and maps.
Otherwise, it's Map City.
Oh,
not even good
useless maps also. Not a good day to be in Mire.
All right, so Check's gonna go explore the pod in eastern areas now. He's got his mirror, able to do some comboing, and sab0tender done in Mire and now has to take a kind of a painful death warp because he has he has a not insignificant number of hearts to set that up without any enemies to bump into.
Yeah, and even the setup here, every time he falls, he has to go down some stairs, so that's not the best setup, but if it works, it works.
If only he had a mirror or a mirror to get one.
Let's rub it in so when you watch the broadcast again, every time.
I'm sure he won't need our help to feel a little bit salty about that.
Yeah, I think he'll be more salty about the hammer.
Yeah, that one was pretty just kind of accessible out there in the open.
So far, at least, the hammer hasn't like really stopped him from getting anywhere or doing anything. But
yeah, if he can get the mirror and then get himself to the pearl, he could probably pick up the hammer in pretty short order and start putting it to use. But it hasn't been like strictly required for anything. It was technically required to get the cane, but hey, we skipped around that with some swords from sequence breaking, so you know
it's all good.
We're gonna go catfish and mirror into the Zora area.
Yeah.
If only Chex had some flippers or knew where to find them.
Yeah, that's the only advantage that sab0tender's got right now, the flippers. But until we find Swamp Small Key and a hookshot, it's not the best advantage. Since we can like fake flipper all the rest.
Yeah, there's little tricks around most of it. The Zora ledge was junk anyway, so there's nothing really worthwhile as far as that goes. The waterfall cave is like our biggest question mark right now. Got a pod key on Zora. That is not the worst thing ever.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think that's key number 3 for him. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, key number 3. So only one more, and he'll be able to get everything inside it. He might need another potion, or well, no, he doesn't. Yeah, he might need another potion though, or to find a bow. But there's a lot of places you can buy potion, and he has a lot of money. We found the Old Man exit entrance at Eastern. That's not a good place to have a Holman. It's far from everything.
All right, I had to step away for half a second. Did I miss anything good in the eastern entrance?
No, that's the old man escape. So it's a trash. What? It's a trash place. But there's a connector there that could be found.
All right, Agnes Cave. That's a good an item for us. sab0tender is starting to run a little low on things, it seems like.
Yeah.
Oh, we found the castle again.
Yeah, but this time we could go in.
Oh, and I guess the hint was actually about this cave in the light world, not the dark world.
All right, sab0tender part 2. Get the hammer. Get the hammer. Oh, he's going for it.
Yeah, unfortunately, that hammer's not really going to serve much purpose for him right now. I think we found Mimic Cave, but I think we found that via the mirror.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if Moon Pearl was there, that would be like very, very more dramatic.
Well, I'm sure he's got a few 4-letter words floating through his mind right now, but he doesn't really know that the hammer isn't a huge thing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Chex is going to take this small castle tower key downstairs, see what it nets him. I wouldn't be surprised if he just goes through to the back as well. It's a lot easier to do with boots, so it's a little unfortunate he hasn't found those yet, but it's also pretty doable with sword and all this, and fire rod and all this other.
Yeah, also a good thing to note that he has found the castle tower key, so he'll be able to go all the way to the back of castle tower. Once he finishes, and with the mirror, it's going to be super easy to just mirror everywhere, boom, 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 and then he's going to be able to probably check the western entrance that he hasn't checked yet.
Yeah, his main problem is going to be that since he entered the castle from the dark world, the rats and the ropes are going to hit like.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so the grasshoppers in Thieves Town and the rats and ropes and all that kind of share the same properties, but in different worlds, I guess. So like, they're kind of
Okay.
like the same. But so like whenever Thieves Town is in the light world, the grasshoppers buzzes do less damage because they're like the rats.
Oh
And
yeah.
then whenever the rats are in the dark world, they do more damage because they're like the grasshoppers, the buzzes.
Well, I'm sure it'll be fine. He has blue. Yeah, has he blue mail? Yeah, blue mail. Oh, ice rod.
Okay, well that is probably gonna be some kind of important factor. sab0tender, I think he knew there was a light world exit, so I think he exited and came back in. So he's actually in the same place. We're getting a very interesting kind of high five from runners that have taken very, very different paths.
Yeah, it's already been like 1 hour in the seat, and there's been big differences in the routes. Some people were a bit more lucky than others. Some forget, but here we are at the same place, and I will use the opportunity to remind you that you should totally follow our runners here, sab0tender and Chexhuman, because they are great runners and doing great things for us today, being on the race and all. I would suggest also you please consider following our lovely trackers for the day, Blade, Fang, FT, and Cubs Rules, who are donating time right now for us, and my co-commentator Ristador, which is also doing part in the tournament.
Yep, I've got my time on the block on Saturday. Don't be sure to follow Scary Oliveira, one of our tournament admins, also doing a little bit of racing here. But
yeah, trying my best.
yeah, Chex actually demonstrating the fire rod's utility in the sewers, making everything a little easier. And yeah, these runners are any runner that can like do this and not get completely stuck and confused about what they're doing is doing pretty good. And even the best runners get stuck sometimes. Like there's just so many crazy things that can happen. So these guys are doing pretty good. Also, Check's finding the there's Mimic Cave is the other entrance of Hyrule Castle we haven't seen yet. And I guess both of the other entrances were in the Dark World, so he must have just death warped.
Yeah, everything was in Dark World, I think. Both. The one is like next to the portal at the Flute 5. One is in the Village of Outcast, and then the other one is at the Mimic Cave.
Yeah, so if he had known that in advance, he could have set up for easier rats and doing the sewer and whatever. But he just kind of noped out of there for now. It's actually pretty easy to do the sewers with the what do you call it, the boots.
The boots.
If you know the timing on the dashes,
Yeah.
you can just kind of like sail right through the doors. But
Fortunately
instead,
for
we're
him,
going
though,
to,
I don't think nothing useful was in there, right? At the end, on Check side.
yeah, and he appears to be struggling with what it is that he's forgetting because he's diving into Gloveless Ice Palace, which is
Yeah, without
not
Moonpearl.
not the best of problems.
And he knows that Moonpearl cannot be here because, well, two things. First of all, the hint, plus also it's bunny form. You cannot find it here. So yeah, that's gonna. Well, if he's lucky, he can find like some great items. Like he could find bow and a hookshot that could be helpful for later. But technically, could still find another pair of glove here and be able to finish the dungeon. But since we know there's already one that has been found, the odds are not likely.
Yeah, this seems like a I'm not sure what I misplay kind of because I mean you're forcing a double dip that might not actually be required. Yeah. We know it's not required because Chex can actually get this entire dungeon in logic without even doing the bomb jump.
I'm not sure. Did we see the like the southeast Hyrule from sab0tender? Like the
I don't think he's even done the South Shore yet, to be honest.
Yeah, so that's puzzling to me that this is taking prevalence in the checks. But hey, you know, sab0tender is the lower seed, so maybe he's thinking he needs to do some bold play here, and that could totally pay off for him.
Yes, indeed. Looks like Chex is going to go ahead and he already knew where Ag Tower was, I believe, so he's going to get these two.
Yeah, it's going to be able to get all the checks here, use this mirror, and peace out because he knows he doesn't have to do the lumberjack. So very quick dip here. No lamp, no problem.
Yeah, Fire Rod makes this room very free, so...
Yeah.
And so we get nothing for our troubles. Gonna dip out of there. Meanwhile, Ice Palace has not really put out anything of note, but we haven't gotten to the meat of the dungeon.
No, yeah. There's still, I think, 3 chests available for him right now. One on the left, one with the freezers, and then
he has the
one
big key as well. So,
but we know we got a hint. It's a piece of art.
Oh, did we? Okay, never mind then. That he has forgotten that you can't do this without a glove, though. Maybe that's why he was so intent on diving in.
Yeah, that's gonna be painful to lift. At least he got a fairy, I mean.
Alright, Chex found Eastern Palace inside of Mire.
Oh, so Bumble's required. Very nice. Still need the bow to complete it because of this red Igor, but hey, say no more. Here it is.
It is 4 very available items, so...
yeah. We still need the big key also, so it's not all...
Chex ran out of magic?
Did he?
Not Chex, sab0tender. I don't think he got the freezer chest because he ran out of magic.
Oh, that's unfortunate, yeah. At least if he knows the bomb jump, there's the easy way to go back after this room here.
Okay, I was about to say, I don't know what he got in... Okay, there it goes. The stream was being a little...
Yeah, it jumped in time a bit for me, but we didn't miss anything important.
Oh, apparently
he's farming
Eastern is in Checkerboard Cave, I think, maybe.
Oh, all right.
Because I think that's the one entrance we didn't see yet. That's in the light world. If based on what Blade is.
That would totally make sense. So Bombo's not required yet. Oh, and a death here.
He did go inside of Meyer, so I didn't see what it was, but I don't think he was in there long, so it might not have. I did miss that hint also because I was concentrating.
Yeah, it said that the back of Skullwood's entrance leads to a cave with a chest. So there's a chest behind the fire rod.
Okay, well that's going to be something to keep in mind. sab0tender, meanwhile, is going to continue his Dark World adventures. I'm not entirely sure what he has in mind. I think what he really has in mind is trying to figure out what in the world he did not end up getting that he really needs to get.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, he's gonna keep doing his wandering. He can't Super Bunny without the mirror, so this find is not too helpful for him. He could damage boost into there, but a lot of what is in the Dark World could like actually kill him really fast. So that's a dicier thing.
Yeah, I don't want to remove all the suspense from this race, but the more sab0tender struggles to find his Moon Pearl and Mirror, the more Chexhuman is taking a pretty definite lead here in this race.
Yeah, it is interesting to note that in Logic we have 2 swords and a book, so I wonder if some tablets could factor in to our item gathering here. Chex is not going to be able to get whatever's on the torch, but I want to say that it wasn't actually anything. So
no, it was bombs, and a hint. I don't remember if it was useful.
sab0tender is in the right area to get his pearl, but unfortunately is not properly equipped.
Yeah, it would need the mirror to get the mirror, and that's a paradox.
Someday soon, hopefully he will think of that Turtle Rock big chest. It's seems fairly obvious at this point that it's kind of slipped his mind that he can actually get that chest because he has done a lot of things that are harder to get to than that particular.
Yeah, he's passed by the location about 3 or 4 times without entering. Hopefully, we'll see him in a bit. In a bit, he'll have exhausted every possible thing that he has on his map, and then he'll have to think about things, and he'll find it.
So here's an interesting question: when did Chex get the bow?
Bow was an Eastern.
Oh, okay.
First
I didn't see
chance
it
of
tracker,
Eastern.
so I was a little surprised when he pulled it. That's a pretty handy place for the bow.
Yeah, I was talking like, oh, if he had the bow, he could finish this, and then he got the bow. But then I was wrong because he doesn't have the big key, so it doesn't matter. But now that'll make his trip when he goes back into pod very more interesting because he doesn't have the big key for pod either, but he has, I think he has 4 small keys of pod.
3 according to the tracker, so I'm not.
Yeah, but
100% sure.
I don't want to. I think I saw a small key for pod in the back of escape, and I don't remember if it was put on the tracker. Maybe I just saw. I don't know
if he ever opens his menu, we might be able to tell, but he's quite unlikely to do that based on quick swap, so we'll see. Main factor is, though, with the bow and the hammer, he hasn't opened the front door yet, and now he doesn't have to. So he doesn't have to bottle glitch to get over there anymore.
Yeah.
So he can save 1 key.
And with the bomb jump, the hammer jump, you can save the other one. So it would be interesting to see a map check at some point because I think they have gotten a few maps. Oh, he's gonna do the ice play.
Yeah, he knows this is 100% in Logic, so this is a pretty logical play to go for.
Magic Bat has a Ganon's Tower, a small key.
Okay,
That's
so we're
available right now
probably
to us.
yeah, not gonna care about that too much. You only need 2 keys to full clear Ganon's tower, especially if you have to go right first. You should be able to get basically all of the items with 2 keys, up, down, and sideways. So that's not too.
Yeah, not too important. Chex is gonna be able to clear ice here, I think, with all he's got. That's gonna be a nice trip. And the fire rod for sab0tender.
Interesting. I wonder if he forgot about this connector as well, because he was doing a lot of stuff before he did that connector.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have the mirror, so he never found it.
He found the one end that he just went through. He knew where that was.
Oh, but he never followed through. So he's starting to go back to things he noted. So we should see him go in Total Rock pretty soon now, I believe.
He's heading the right way. Meanwhile, the fire rod doesn't actually do anything for him since he's already been to Ice Palace, and
well, it might make him think about going back in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, and he might go to the big chest entrance because that is the closest one, and then he'll see that that chest he hasn't opened, and then he'll probably like
curse. Oh, Thief's Town. No, what era? Yeah, era.
Oh, he's got the small key to Hera.
Well, that could pay. I mean, we haven't seen that yet. Have we?
No, we haven't. Chex got it, I think, at some point, but
yeah, he has it on his tracker, but I don't remember seeing.
He's had a lot more interesting things to do than sit here.
Well, what could be the greatest outcome? I think here it would be the hook shot. Or a big key or some sort.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably a key, something that Chex would end up last locationing because who wants to do hair base? All right, we got a cape, which nets us a connector check, but not much else.
Yeah, it's gonna put also Spike Cave in logic, but it was already, I think, because of the cane of Burna.
Yeah, it was. That is the most dodging I've ever seen in the Goldorm do.
It's the opposite of the. I don't know if you've seen the Romac, like the mini Moldorm Romac, where you die instantly when it KO mini Moldorms.
I've seen like one very brief clip of it. I don't really remember seeing a.
Where are we going?
I think he already went past the entrance he needed to go to, right?
We're on back. Oh no, he's going back to Mire area, but I don't
know what he has over here that would be worth doing. He's got to be careful.
Oh, there's an entrance to desert in here.
Oh right, but I don't know what that's gonna do for him then. Oh, he's going through Paradox right now to some. Hello.
All right, so yeah.
I was gonna say I really don't know where sab0tender is going, like whatsoever. Right now he's
going places.
There's literally nothing for him to do over here, except for go back into Ice Palace and go for like one chest.
Yeah, no, and you know it's not gonna be hit, so. Well,
he's gonna go through the sewers, but that's not really gonna get him anything that he needs to get.
1 hour 18. Well, I was gonna, 1 hour 18.
He was just switching from bunny form without dying. Actually, this is in logic the way that he's doing it. If he goes, well, not without the lamp, but like that would be an in logic way to check the castle items.
Yeah, going
Without-
outside from the door and then going back, then you are in logic, not a bunny.
Speaking of lamps, where is that guy?
Well, I don't think we've had anything that needed the lamp yet in logic.
It looks like sab0tender's in a bit of double check mode, but he's double checking in the wrong world.
Oh yeah. Well, he's gonna find it. Meanwhile, Chexhuman gonna go for the cold stare kill. He has a full magic, and he has yeah. There we go. You got him.
Yeah, Master Sword makes this a little less free, but as long as you are careful, pretty do.
And is it a crystal? It is not.
So that is
number
all of our
2.
pendant knowledge.
Oh yeah, because we know that desert has, so everything else is crystals. So
All right, well that gives us some knowledge about the things we might be still seeking.
yeah, go. We still haven't found Gannis Tower.
Yeah, interesting with all the right side items that we. Check's about to get his flippers in his book, so that'll give him a few more checks. Did he ever mirror and go to East of the Mountain? I don't think he did.
I don't think you did. I'm gonna ask Restreamer here. Do we have the bet option? I've seen people do bets on Zelda speedruns before. Can we do a bet? Can we bet where Gannis Tower is? That's gonna be fun, right?
We have a lot of choices left. I don't even know. Did Chex even go to South Shore? I don't think anybody's been to South Shore.
No, nobody
yet.
went to Shock Shore.
Also, we found a Hype Cave, which is not in logic for sab0tender, but is in logic for Chexhuman because he has the pearl to get the flipper.
Pod? I had lots of key for Pod.
Yeah,
Chex is gonna go for that chest in the back of Skull Woods.
there's actually just like a lot of possibilities that they haven't checked yet that Ganon's Tower could be in. Ooh, Swamp Palace, that is an important. Check's got a little look on his face on that one, like, hey, I've got Swamp Palace open to me now, although I don't have the hook shot, so do I really want to do that? Well, he hasn't found it yet either, so that's a fact. Or has he? Looks like sab0tender found it, so Chex should have found it.
Ped. Did we see a Ped?
It's
dead. The Ped is dead.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of where Swamp was. Maybe do I?
Swamp Palace. I have it on my map tracker. Just a second. It's at the Hyrule Castle gate. You know, the one on the top of pyramid. You use the mirror, and then you have the need to know.
Oh, so in that case, Chex knows.
Oh no, that's Skullwoods. That's Skullwoods.
Oh, never mind. So
Swamp Palace is before the desert, like the entrance in the green, in between desert.
has Chex really not been down there? I could have sworn he
He's
was.
not. No, he went. He went on the left side, right side. I mean, and then he went to the desert when he came out of Turtle Rock. So he's never been to this place, but now he has gloves, so he has incentives to go back. Because
yeah, honestly, I don't even know where I would think G2 would be at this point. They have access to like literally everything, and they have not gone. Like this is the first time sab0tender is going towards South Shore, which to me is just kind of crazy considering what kind of.
But
stuff
I'm pretty sure Chex didn't even go there himself. Nobody went there yet.
Yeah, like this is a pretty long South Shore check,
especially
considering that sab0tender's been doing some hefty sequence breaking in the
yeah. What are we gonna find? Gannis Tower!
Gannis Tower's been available this entire time.
Oh my god. Now you must think, oh, this is where my pearl is.
Well, I'm guessing more like he thinks the mirror is here, but
All right, I'm gonna say that the person that was the closest in all our bets was Big J, because he says shopping mall. He said Dark World, Slight World, but it's like the closest, because somebody said somewhere. That's like cheating.
By the time Chex makes his way to South Shore, he might have the hook shot too and be able to just full clear Ganis Tower in one.
Yeah, maybe I'll never go there, and maybe it's not needed, and it's just a big time. Big time loss.
sab0tender found Tempered Sword, and I don't know what was the other thing in that chest next. I could have sworn it was like a medallion or something, but maybe I'm crazy. Yeah, it was Ether Medallion. That's what I thought.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be the other medallion. It's not instead of the Quake.
That could be useful for Turtle Rock entrance later on.
Yeah, well, that's a question mark for us right now. Where is Chex going? He's got a lot of possibilities open to him that he has not checked. He's got some rock entrances. He's got so many entrances to check.
Yeah. Although he's going on his way to the boots right now, I feel like if
he's going to that one rock entrance first, maybe he'll do Spiral Cave after that. In which case, he'll actually that'll really help his routing because it'll come out near desert, but he's instead going to do something.
Butter for sab0tender.
So 2 swords in one spot and 2 swords in another spot. What a wonderful. Okay, yeah, we're getting the rock entrance. sab0tender is going to be, I think, a little bit puzzled if he doesn't get any really good progression items.
Yeah, I feel like there's a hook shot in GT. That's my.
That seems like a kind of a logical thing to have. Although we're going to run out of checks in any time now because we're getting to the last few things.
Yeah, well, he has the hammer. He can go on the left side.
Yeah, he can bomb jump. He won't find what he needs over there, but yeah.
Would you do it if you had the opportunity to bomb jump?
I mean, I'm not. Well, oh, the flute's interesting. Not really helpful, but it's interesting. I would be with the boots. I would be more inclined because you can cut out a lot of the bomb jumping.
Yeah.
And in sab0tender's case, where seems like he might be trying to figure out what it is that he didn't do, he might feel desperate enough to go for it.
And boots for checks here.
And this exit is going to actually play nice into his routing because he can go over here and dash to this rock and pick that one.
Yeah. Get an entrance. I gotta have an editorial note here. I really think this sprite for checks in these red mail is atrocious.
Oh,
that's good.
This is an interesting entry. Hey, right side of Ganis Tower really didn't pay out.
Yeah, yes. Instead of the big key for the big chest, there's a lamp.
Oh, so the lamp's just been behind that globe this whole time? Makes sense.
Nope.
Okay, so interestingly enough, GT was not.
Oh, but I love.
Oh man! Wow, that's been available for a hot minute too.
But that's unfortunate. That's gonna bring him at all these other places.
Yeah, he really didn't need to find that. So that means mitts have been available for a long time, and that also means that Chex, once he finds GT, will have access to like literally everything.
Yeah.
Possible exception of Turtle Rock.
If he ever goes this way, because I know he's not going. He's going everywhere else.
Yeah, well, he's got the flippers now, so I would expect him to finally. Well, he just went to the light world. No, he didn't go. That was sab0tender. I would expect him to try to combo the ice rod areas together with the flippers.
Oh, for sure.
So
Turtle Rock, but you have already been here.
yeah, so it doesn't do much for him. Yeah, I think he goes back to the Dark World and goes to the Ice Rod areas from here. Meanwhile, Chex goes. I don't. Oh, he's gonna go activate his flute actually. First of all, which with the mitts. No, actually, the flute really doesn't get them a damn thing because they've already been up to the mountain. They've already been to Mire, so it doesn't unlock anything. It does just make travel like less obnoxious.
Yeah. I'm starting to put a list of what we need right now, and I think on Check's side we need Eastern Big Key, and then Swamp Small Key, Hookshot, and then we're good to go.
A Palace of Darkness Big Key would also be
yeah.
a point.
That's 4 things left. While we are hearing the national anthem of the duck.
Yeah, that is 4 things left with a crap ton of entrances still at large because Chex is slowly working through them, but like they've been able to access so much of the world for so long that it's he's actually cutting himself off from the Dark World Ice area if he checks Ice Palace, so I hope he doesn't do that. I think we
It's
got
not
a
Ice
hint.
Palace. It's
Yeah, I know he's doing Hype Cave, but I was gonna say if he checks like Ice Palace entrance, he's gonna cut that off.
Well, he
that
cannot
off.
because he doesn't have the mitts.
Oh, that's a fair point. So just kidding, I'm worrying about.
Yeah.
sab0tender is gonna go back in Mire, and I think he's gonna go for the. He has fire now, so he can get 2 more chests, and maybe he's gonna go try to kill a Vitreous because he's pretty well equipped right now with the butter sword.
Yeah, it should go pretty smooth. I've cut myself off of this Dark Ice Rod area route before by being dumb and picking up the Ice Palace rock, so that's why it occurs to me as a potential problem.
A danger. You have the danger sensor.
So I expect Chex to finally find GT. Chex is only mixing 4 items, but he has a metric ton of places still to check. So depending on how fast he manages to find those 4 items, he could be very done within 20 minutes, or he could be done in like 40.
It's really depending on luck of where you find items, but as far as location go, we don't need any more location. We found everything we need in theory, but maybe we need to find somewhere that has something we need. But I think it's more when you find go mode and you know where everything is, it's gonna be pretty fast.
The way he's working through entrances, he doesn't have a lot of dungeons done yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is a fairly decent time for him.
Yeah, he's doing everything very methodically, and he's not gonna like double dip much of anything. I don't know why he's picking up this, but
he just really wants that confirmation.
Yeah.
That was was that a big key to something over there, or was that a small key?
I missed it. I was too happy with the map.
Pod big
key. Well, that's one less.
That is a thing that we. Alright, Chex has finally found Ganon's tower. He's gonna get a couple swords for his trouble. He can climb if he wants to. He won't have to. He won't have to do Agnum 2, but he can get the 4 items at the top and mirror out.
Yeah, but then you very, very, very orphan validation check.
Oh right, he doesn't have the hook shot, so yeah, that would probably be a stupid
idea. That's a very.
Ignore that routing tip. You don't want to do that.
Well, but it's a possibility that the hook shot is like in the chest before validation chest. So sometimes you gotta make a call.
Yeah, that's the call you make after you've run out of phone numbers.
All right, dark room, but using the burn strat, it's good because then you are invincible and you see where you are. So I really like this strategy. And it's gonna get his second crystal soon here.
Yeah, like the lack of pearl isn't like bringing him to a full stop, but it is going to run him into a problem or two if he keeps it up. You can actually glitch around a fair amount of stuff, more than you would necessarily think at times, depending on where some dungeons are. I have had one seed where Pearl was my go mode. There was another seed I had where Pearl was theoretically not even needed, but it was so in your way that you wouldn't help but grab it. But like you really didn't.
And myths for Chex is gonna allow him to go Dark World a little bit more easier. Also opens up in Logic one more chest. Well, two more, one entrance and two more entrance. I mean, yeah. Like the Turtle
He's
Rock.
gonna go ahead and go left here. Maybe see if he can find some keys or something. He knows how to hover.
Well, that
so.
means that Chex can go up, and don't worry about the missing hookshot for the last chest.
Interesting thing about there's another big key in Misery Mire is the place to be.
What big key was that? Eastern?
It was Eastern, so that would be two
Wow.
more dungeons that Chex could complete if he goes to Misery Mire.
Yeah.
It's not really doing much good for sab0tender right now because he needs to get the bow from somewhere dark related, I think.
The bow is in Eastern, and you need the mirror. But once when he goes in Eastern, he's gonna be able to clear it on one go. It's good for him. But now he's gonna go clear some stuff inside of Pod.
So that is 2 of our 4 at-large items.
Yeah, 2 more missing for the null mode, I guess.
And we know that one of them is definitely not on the side that Chex is on right now. So the only possible thing he could get that we really want to see over here is which is the other key we're missing? Swamp Small? No, we got the Swamp Small. We're missing the...
Well, then we're only missing the hookshot.
Wait, really?
I don't remember when we got the Swamp Small, but yeah, that means hookshot is the only thing we're missing for a no mode.
Oh. So never mind. Maybe I was just seeing the pod or the swamp big as the swamp small. I don't know. So yeah, we actually Chex is doing 100% unnecessary things right now.
Well, it's easy to say when you're a commentator and you have God's view and you know everything, but for him it kind of makes sense to go because it could, as far as you know, you could find any like a big key here. Well, that's not the one you're just looking for, but that could have been.
Yeah, like, well, it's one of those things you do as a runner too. Like after you finish running the race and you realize where everything was, and you're like, oh, I could have go moded these like 3 dungeons.
Always easier said than done. All right.
Oh, right. I do remember seeing that now that they mention it. It was in Skullwoods in the King's Tomb in the back of Skullwoods, which was right actually next to the flippers. That's what I do remember that now that it is mentioned. So where is this freaking hookshot? Yeah, we could probably bet on that too if everybody's feeling good, but we got a lot of places left for it to be though.
Yeah, we could do a bet.
I am gonna bet, since we haven't seen anything really bad out of this seed yet, that it's in
Swamp.
Yeah, why not?
Well, place your bet. You have to place it like you have to do exclamation bet, and then you write it out. I'm gonna bet.
I'm just being a little extra mean and saying left.
Vanilla from Blade, I like it. But that's also in Swamp, so your Swamp is very...
Well, the interesting thing about it is it's not going to be vanilla because we got the Swamp Big Key in the hook side shot lock side of GT. So it cannot be 100% vanilla because the big chest is hook shot locked. Oh,
I was gonna say Thieves Town Big Chest, and somebody already bet it, so I gotta remove my bet.
right. That is another interestingly bad possibility,
Well,
considering they
yeah.
both. Well, Chex hasn't been there yet, but sab0tender skipped that.
And then if it's true, then we would need to find a small key for Thieves Town, so we would not be ready yet for it.
So Chex has the choice between clearing Mire or checking a lot of entrances that he has yet to check, and it's understandable that he's got a lot of entrances he's still trying to clear, because the choice between diving dungeons and clearing entrances can vary wildly depending on the path that you find yourself on. I don't believe he's been up here at all, so he's got entrances on the east side he could do. He's got this tablet. Yeah, he's just got a lot of stuff to do. Also, I don't know if he found his way up to Dark Death Mountain yet either, so that's another thing he could do. sab0tender has found his lamp, so that doesn't really do anything for him.
Well, I don't know if he's tried any of the dark connectors, but maybe that's gonna pop in his mind. But what it should pop is the big chest of Turtle Rock, because that's where all his progression is locked.
Some of these possibilities are interesting. So Check's gonna check out East Death Mountain for the first time, I believe. Well, the top of it anyway. We've seen the.
No,
we've seen
he's
sort of the
he's
middle.
already been in Yanis Tower, so he's gonna go check with the gloves now. Sick kid. Oh yeah, East Death Mountain. That's true. That's the first time we've ever been here.
Yeah, we've been to the bottom, not the top.
Can we open it? Is it quick? It's Bombos. Bombos required. Well, maybe not, but I like saying that today.
All right, so where is sab0tender going? I don't know.
He's near where he needs to be.
Nope, he's
Not
going back to the
anymore.
Mire area.
He really likes the Mire area.
I think he may be doing the multiple connector to Western Dark World again thing.
And he has every right to like it because he's next to Eastern there. If he only had the mirror that he could have had a few hours ago. I gotta say, being 1 hour
he
and
might have just soft locked. Oh, never mind, he's good.
Yeah.
If you have flippers as a bunny, you can really like screw yourself.
I think that Chex hadn't really realized that all the dungeon he needs to do, because he kept picking up the map earlier and then he just did a map check again. So I think he's not really like, since he's playing, he's not paying full attention to like the knowledge he has with the.
Chex usually takes notes, if anything. He doesn't necessarily use a tracker all the time.
Yeah.
Which, so that might be throwing him off a little bit, you know. All right, so he's been to the drop downs in the eastern side here, except for Spiral Cave entrance. I think we found a way to Turtle Rock Ledge, but I don't honestly recall what it was.
At this point, there is a possibility. I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen. I think it's not gonna happen. There's a possibility that Chex is gonna finish the seed before Sabo finds his moon pearl.
He does keep finding rabbit holes to go down.
Yeah, there's lots of places he can go. Surprisingly, a lot of places without his moon pearl today. At 1 hour 42 minutes, no moon pearl, no mirror. Still going.
Yeah, there are seeds that are completable without the moon pearl during like bunny revival. This is not one of those seeds. All right, so the hook shot is still eluding us. When will Chex go to Mire is the thing, because that's going to net him 2 instantly completable dungeons.
Yeah.
If he does. And he still has Thieves Town that he has not really like put down yet either.
Yeah, I think he's probably waiting for the small key since he has a lot of things to do anyways, and that could be like, if you forget it, then you're screwed. So, gonna do some tablet action here. We have also the possibility now to do like the smith chains and purple chest.
Yep, everybody's favorite quests.
I found that, I don't know why, but in the entrance, sometimes you kind of forget about those. Because it's just like, well, we haven't seen the smiths yet, right?
We would have had to at this point, I think, because all the entrances in the light world have been checked. And the smiths are only ever blocked by a glow.
Well, I don't have them on my map tracker, but maybe we.
I don't recall where they were, but I'm pretty sure we've seen them. Unless they're in Mini Moldworm Cave, and sab0tender didn't even check this, but I would think that he checked it. Oh, Chicken Hut in Kakariko is what we're being told.
Oh yeah.
So that's fairly convenient for the smith, at least. Purple
Yeah.
chest never really.
Gotta say, Big J has a great memory. Because we've been there like 1 hour 45 minutes ago.
All right, Chex, what's on your mind? Where are you going? I don't know exactly. He's probably taking a connector of some sort if he's running towards town. I'm not sure what.
Yeah. If he wants to go to Meyer, which would be the best play for him, so as what we know, he needs to go to. Oh, maybe we're gonna see Trinix now, because that's in No, that's not in Logic.
That's
but
in the. That's down by Desert, though. The laser bridge. Oh, he found his flute at some point, right? So he's doing that.
Yeah, and if he's fluting to the mountain and then to Meyer, then we get big keys.
sab0tender also running towards the village despite having a flute, so I'm not sure where he's going.
He's going
he didn't
towards
activate his either.
Pod and Meyer.
Could have sworn that he activated his flute already, but maybe.
Think we're gonna see Meyer. It is Meyer, the Meyer play. Okay, that's gonna open it.
Well,
a lot of stuff is gonna open for him.
Yeah, he'll be happy to seal some of this stuff for him. He'll be able to complete 2 more dungeons instantly, and he's still got the Thieves Town dungeon that he's been able to complete hanging over. Not to mention he could kill a Trinix, so yeah, he can defeat a lot of stuff right now. So
there's
dungeon
good
diving,
news
maybe.
and bad news on sab0tender side. Looks like he's lost and he's rechecking entrances, but now he's gonna find Turtle Rock.
Oh, he's gonna be pissed.
No slash.
No,
slash.
that was a death stare.
You don't need to go there. You have already done it.
He's gonna go kill Trinix.
Oh yeah, okay.
Well, he's on track. He may get his pearl after all for the festivities.
That's good. That's gonna be some relief here if he finds the pearl. Sub 2 hour pearl is decent.
All right, Check's doing his waiting game in Meyer, which is today actually worth it since he's going to get a Palace of Darkness big key for his.
A sword. We already have all of the swords.
Yes, we do in fact have all the swords, 2 from Laser Bridge and 2 from G. So sab0tender actually giving us new information by way of the Trinix kill here.
Yep.
So we'll see what we have on everybody's favorite boss to kill.
Could be our hookshot.
Yeah, it could be. Hookshot still has So many ridiculous possibilities open.
Well, as much as Chex has been quite in a lead in some sorts. In terms of items, it's not that much of a big gap when you look at the items. Like the bow is gonna be found when sab0tender is gonna find Eastern with his mirror. He's gonna be able to complete it. He's gonna get his bow, and then he has already all the other stuff that is needed, except the hookshot himself.
Yeah, he has been working on dungeons. He hasn't really been standing still at any point. So
Yeah,
he's
are we
still
gonna see like the comeback of the century?
Maybe the Moon Pearl opens up a lot of checks for him that he hasn't been unable to do yet. So that could keep him running around.
We've just seeing the over. Oh my god, and the bunk. But that over is hard to do. Well, any over is hard to do if you're me. But this one is a big one, and he did it on his first try. That's pretty hype. That means that.
So we saw Vitreous on sab0tender's side. I think it wasn't anything special. Checks already did what sab0tender's doing, so they're kind of
he's gonna get red mail, if I remember. Not the worst. Well, blue mail is even. I think blue mail is better than red mail, because when you're blue mail, it means you're not in green mail anymore, and green mail is the worst.
All right, so where sab0tender has lots of choices to take that mirror to. We'll see which one is appealing to him most. Yeah. Most of his connectors are not like good, so he keeps having to run a town.
Well, I mean, technically the pyramid is pretty good for the mirror. It's just start right there in Dark World.
Yeah, the mirror was good for comboing stuff, but yeah, for the crap, I lost my train of thought. He's got to go start checking all these mirror spots and all the stuff he can. Once he gets that pearl, I think he's basically stuck with connectors.
Yeah, he's gonna go admire again, so he's gonna find the Eastern. He's gonna be able to clear it, and he's gonna get his bow. There's a possibility that sab0tender has a Moon Pearl Go mode situation.
I'm not sure if he can pull that off because we don't know where the hook shot is yet.
But I mean, if it's on Armor's Knight or Big Chest here,
that would be pretty ridiculous.
So we're gonna see both East. No, go back in the bow in here. Oh, okay. He's gonna go back after he checks the other stuff, I guess. But
hopefully, because if he commits to the I don't want to go in Eastern without the bow thing, that's gonna.
I mean, he's done ice without mitts. If he doesn't do ice, he doesn't do bow. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know what's happening with this entrance. Is it like a very hard entrance to go as a bunny? What are you? No, don't do it. Where are you going?
He's going the right way, more or less.
Yeah.
Just gotta take it south. Really, there's not much else he can do over here besides go check those two mirror entrances. So I think he's okay. Yeah, Swamp Sprawl does require the pearl, so that's one thing. And I do believe the hook probably requires the pearl.
I'm still not down with the fact that you go in the Eastern, don't check the 4 chest there when it's all in logic and you're missing the pearl for 2 hours. But he's gonna get this pearl faster this week because he's beelining there right now. So
Yeah, of all the dungeons to try not to double dip, Eastern's really not that bad to return to, so I wouldn't be comfortable doing that. Missing so well, I guess in his case he's not really missing so much, but I still wouldn't be too comfortable doing that. He might actually be paying for the fact that he didn't find the or pearl till late,
Yeah.
and by way of saying I don't have anything but the bow and the hook shot, I won't go into Eastern right now.
All right. Chex is gonna get another crystal here, fighting the big
All
cat.
right, that was not a happy look.
No. 1 hour 54 minutes. Moon Pearl. That's gotta hurt.
All right, Helmosaur King is down for a map. Not really doing us any good, but it is another crystal for our inevitable conclusion.
Yeah. Swamp. We're still missing Thief Town. I think Thief Town is next thing he's gonna go do. Well, Eastern probably, I guess. When I think about it. Yeah, super quick access with Flute also. In the midst. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
don't actually know where he's going.
he's going towards Swamp Palace. Nope, he's not gonna go. He's going to Turtle Rock. I think he mismarked his stuff and he's gonna be like, what? Oh, he's gonna do Trinix.
Yeah, another boss he's got to get out of the way.
Bomb Shop. You could have spoken to the bomb shop owner. You're good at getting information.
Yeah, he may just be figuring on having to basically full clear anyway at this point, so maybe he just wants to save all the second.
Yeah. And quick kill here on Trinix. At least the first phase.
Yeah, Butter Sword makes this pretty easy to pull off, especially with the many hearts that Chex currently.
Okay, now next up, I think Eastern, definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely dungeon clearing mode at this point, and hoping the hook shot's in your way. We know it's not really. I mean, we still need to get the back of Eastern done, but that's two not so likely possibilities.
Yeah, yeah. In the grand scheme of things, it's most likely not there, but could be there also. Where are we going? Thieves Town? Skullwoods? Who knows?
All right, so sab0tender is gonna keep cleaning up his Dark World checks. Yeah, he really doesn't have that much left to find though, so he's gonna continue doing all the things that Chex has already done. As far as blazing new ground, I don't know that he has any. I mean, well, Chex hasn't checked 100% of the entrances, I think. So there remain a few possibilities.
Yeah. Thieves Town it is. Unfortunately, we've seen everything that's been here, so we know the Oakshot won't be here for Chex. And now he's gonna orphan the big chest also.
Yeah, only missing one item. It's a somewhat okay gamble. And I think he checked all of East Death Mountain, so where does he have entrances left?
I think I don't remember if we've seen like the Mimic Cave.
Mimic Cave is one part of Hyrule Castle.
Oh, all right. Convenient. Otherwise, Ice Palace. I'm not sure we've seen it yet.
I think we got a
And-
hint saying that was a fairy fountain.
Peg Cave.
That I don't believe we have a hint for, so that's a possibility.
Otherwise, I think we've seen pretty much everything. That we still need to find. But we don't really need it. But we haven't found Desert Palace second entrance, like the Land Mollusk entrance.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's very few places left you could.
I'm not sure if we've seen like the top of where there's a like the Dead Mountain entrance, but then there's a top and there's an entrance there.
You mean the connector to the Death Mountain or bumper ledge?
Yeah, Vempolage. We haven't seen that.
Trying to think of what could be left over to go through there. I don't think anybody actually went through Bumper Cave, so that would be an ironic.
Yeah, Bumper Cave or a dark one of those dark roads. There's a few dark connectors that we haven't seen yet. Well, not seen to the end.
Yeah, there's only 5 of those dark rooms, so you can eliminate them off the map if you use a tracker and end up marking 5 different spots of them. Something to keep.
And a crystal more in the collection. Did Chex skip 2 chests? Well,
Right.
if he's gomoting, then he's by mistake because he will need the hookshot, and it could be somewhere that he just skipped. And fortunately for him, it didn't, because we already know. But
all right, so Saboteur, I think maybe the East Death Mountain play at this point. Chex is going to go ahead and finish Eastern. This, interestingly enough, gives him Big Bomb access, but I feel like we got a hint for that.
the pyramid, yeah, I'm not sure. I don't remember, but that could be an entrance that we could need.
All right. So if the hookshot is on Armos Knights, everything's looking pretty good for. Wait, he skipped chests in Thieves Town? I missed.
Yeah, apparently he skipped the Maiden's chest. And he's skipping this chest here. Did he get the hookshot?
Does he think Swamp is a pendant? I don't know why he would think that, because he has a pendant.
Yeah, he has 2 pendants.
He mismarked Swamp as a pendant. He doesn't think he needs the hookshot.
Oh my god.
I mean, he'll find out really quickly if he tries to go fight Ganon after this.
Well, he only has 6 crystals, right?
Yeah, but if he thinks Swamp is a pendant...
Well, he still needs to find Desert then. I mean, even if you mismark a dungeon, you still need 7 dungeon.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what it is that he's doing exactly.
I feel like he thinks he's in go mode. Because it could have been an accident that he missed the Maiden's chest, but now skipping the big chest here, it feels like I'm going to go mode and I don't care about life.
Yeah, I mean, the hookshot seems looking like it's looking less likely to be in a dungeon
And
at this point.
Yeah. We'll see what he does here.
Actually, between all the runners, is there anything left besides West Side or Hookless Swamp? I mean, Smith
There's
Shack?
Gannis Tower upstairs.
Oh god, that would
Sara
be.
Shashrala.
I mean, that would guarantee that you wouldn't have to kill Moldorm, but still.
He's thinking. That the big chest that he just he's going back. Yeah, he's like, oh my god, I did a do I dumb. And he's going
Well,
back.
he doesn't need to check the 2 in Thieves Town, so maybe he won't go back there. Maybe he'll like push forward instead of going back to where he just.
Yeah, but anyway, there's one he cannot get because he doesn't have the small key anyways. So I think the best play for him at this point is keep playing and go back when you find the small. But yeah.
Yeah, well, he can hover, but the problem is you cannot hover swamp.
Oh yeah,
so
swamp is.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how good of a hover he is. He's gonna need the hook.
Well, technically, he could like do over major glitches and.
I mean, he could, but it won't. I mean, it won't really go well. I mean, I'm sure they'll be done well, but it won't go over well for him. All right, so where does he go? I don't think he's done the Smith Chain. Has he done Hammer Pegs? He is apparently going up the mountain for something that I don't recall.
Pod. Did he skip stuff in Pod also? Like maybe he's been for a while thinking that he's in go mode. Yeah. Yeah, six chests here.
He just went straight to the boss, so I don't remember how much of this sab0tender checks, so I think all of this might be.
Also, maybe that was a legitimate play for him. Like he's thinking it's on one of the bosses, and then I'm gonna rush my crystals, and then I'm gonna go back to search if it's not one of those. But for Thieves Town and Eastern, that's like it's so much. It's not a big time save for the time loss. This one I can understand it more a little bit, but
yeah. I feel like we actually saw some of this on sab0tender's side, but I'm
yeah,
not 100%.
Yeah, I think sab0tender's is pretty complete with this dungeon, except well, not apparently not.
Well, take it back. We didn't see that on sab0tender's side.
Yeah.
That. Well, I mean, that's still just one orphan chest to check, so that's not that attractive.
Well, for him, it's 2 because he.
What do you know? There's a goddamn pod key in pod. Classic
pod. Since he skipped the maiden chest, technically that's 2 for him. Why do you? That's I don't understand. Why do you bum jump when you have the small key?
Well, I mean, he has the big key chest too, so he might want to check that.
Oh yeah, okay, it makes sense now.
Oh man, hookshot is really just running out of places.
Well, that's good news for sab0tender, because if sab0tender is lucky and he finds it, but the problem sab0tender didn't get his bow in Eastern. He noped at Eastern, and I think that's gonna be a long time before he goes back in Eastern.
Yeah, skipping that to wait for the bow is a strategy that has been known to backfire. Or skipping anything, hoping for like the item that would normally be in there.
Like let's say that the hookshot is probably in swamp today.
It's looking like or that or Smith Chain. I mean, it was on Blacksmiths yesterday, so
why or okay, yeah. Sabo was gonna get mitts after Mochila. And I think that for sab0tender here, it's the last dungeon to be found. He has found every dungeon he needs from here, so that's good news for him.
Yeah, he's gotta. Have we really not seen the back of desert?
Yeah, back of desert, still not found.
All right, so Chexhuman could theoretically hover this, but knowing that he only needs a hook shot, it would be pretty cool. He
It
probably
would be
also
pointless.
feels a little pointless about doing left side GT at this point.
Yeah, but that's too late. Are we gonna see? We could have seen what we call cape. What's the cape? Bumper ledge. Bumper
ledge,
cave. Yeah.
I don't think anybody's gone through that, but I'm not. Oh, that would be like the possibility of bumper ledge itself.
Yeah.
Hookshot could be in the first chest of swamp. Hookshot could be in any of the chests on the like all the way through to left side swamp.
Sabo's gonna go get his mitts. Mitts are probably not required today, but
Not bad to have them though.
have we seen King's Tomb?
Yes, somebody checked it, I think, but I don't recall what was it.
Yeah, see, there's still the item on the top here, so that's technically two. That's like when we get out there, there's an entrance with waiting for us. What got Sabo behind so much? Asked GFE12. Well, not getting the mirror. While he found the mirror about an hour and 30 minutes in. It was in Kakariko, available from the start almost. It was in Turtle Rock Big Chest, and we had the big key and the cane super early on. And
to be honest, the hammer didn't really put him behind because it didn't really open a lot. So, but he did get it fairly late compared to the fact that it was available literally from minute one. But yeah, it really didn't. That part didn't put him behind. The mirror is really what killed him.
But considering the
Turtle Rock
difference,
is a house with a chest. Have we seen that yet?
The what?
Turtle Rock is a house with a chest. Have we seen that yet? Turtle Rock entrance.
I think we did, yeah. Because it was Bombos, and I remember Chex going there, and he has Bombos.
Oh, maybe we haven't seen this yet.
Castle Tower, Dark Palace.
So neither of those particularly necessary. Oh, sab0tender is about to get that.
Get his bow, yeah.
So that'll lead him to completing 2 dungeons, but it won't lead him to the hook shots. Also, he hasn't been back in Ice Palace yet, which he can full clear.
Yeah. So in terms of items, sab0tender is going to be at the same position right now. He's going to only miss the same hook shot, but he has way more stuff to do. Hey, there's an entrance that we just didn't open.
Huh, that's an interesting skip. I think we're really looking at Smith Chain as our best hope right now, or Hammer Pegs, maybe, if that wasn't checked.
Here we go for the Smith Chains. Yeah, Hammer Peg. Do you think it's gonna Chex is gonna go check Ganon's Tower first, or the upside of Ganon's Tower, or Swamp without a hookshot?
Swamp is potentially the less gross of those checks, or he's gonna just.
Oh, he's go mode right now at the Smiths.
Hey, PRNG baby, because that's where that was yesterday.
Gotta trust in the PRNG. Well, yesterday it's like a bit. I mean, PRNG on the same day are fine, but 2 days ago, I mean, it's stretching a bit. But
It's still a little clustery.
Yeah. So Swamp in go mode is a pretty easy dungeon.
All right. Also, sab0tender is definitely going to be a little bit behind by the time checks finish.
Yeah, that there's no. I think it's impossible that sab0tender wins at this point. The difference is way too big. Except like a power outage. For
yeah,
Chex.
you know, if like Chex's computer catches on fire or something.
All right, so who won the bet? We had a bet earlier about. I think nobody wins because everybody was saying swamp, swamp, swamp. I mean,
yeah, nobody said Smith. I don't think.
nobody said Smiths. Technically, I think I'm winning because I said Sarshwala, and Sarshwala is like an NPC that gives you something, but I'm not gonna give you myself.
I don't know. That's like a big pair of stretch pants right there.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. Can I get a win? All right. So Ganon's in the forest, so it flew away after.
Yeah, and he's pretty stacked. He's got like gold sword, red mail, all the hearts.
Still no silvers. It's not gonna matter, but still funny.
Yeah, I don't think he will whatsoever mind that particular thing. It'd be interesting to see where they're at. I mean, they really don't have a lot of places left. I'm gonna say they're in swamp when we get, because yeah, why wouldn't they be?
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, Armos Knight's going down pretty quick on sab0tender's side, and then I imagine he's going to go straight to Pod. Then maybe Ice after that. Then he's going to be kind of running up against some. Well, he's got a few things left. Is there a mod around that can kill that spammer? Like,
I don't know. That's a legitimate human being that speaks totally normally. Hey, I love your name. Insert name here.
Yeah, that's a new thing I've seen popping up. They even showed up on my stream, and I don't get any.
Yeah, they showed in my private messages. I'm like, why?
I love this thing so much. Please allow me to make graphical something for it. Yeah. Anyway, Chex is done. Got all of his crystals. Looking to go kill Ganon.
Yep.
Gonna be a fairly quick fight. Not as quick as it could be since we got Silverless, but 12 spins with Butter Sword. He's got a lot of wiggle room as far as taking hits. So yeah, he's got a lamp if he wants to get torch glitch, half magic, like yeah.
Life is good for Chex right now. And 216, well, it's gonna be about I think 218 something, maybe 219. That's a pretty good time for entrance randomizer.
Yeah, not too bad. Gonna do some fancy dash strats.
I really must say I don't like the skin. The purple head, I just don't get it.
I forget what this thing is called, but all that stuff's like on purpose. sab0tender is clearing out Palace of Darkness. Meanwhile, we are in phase 3, approaching the Silverless phase 4 on Ganon.
Yeah.
For Chex.
This is a pretty easy fight when you have butter. It's 6 slashes, and then 12 spin attacks.
Desert Palace, that means they're on the land Mola. And we have no idea where those guys are.
Yeah, it could be Hammerpeg or it could be Ice. But that, I think, or the Bumper Cave.
Yeah, I think we got a hint. They could even be in GT. I think we got a hint about the Ice Palace being a fairy. But again, gold sword Silverless is very.
Yeah, Silverless is one of these things that when you don't play the game or when you start, it looks like kind of hard, but then when you practice it a little bit, It gets like intuitive and very simple. Especially maybe silverless master sword is more tricky if you have low heart, but in this case, anyways, Chexhuman gonna get the victory here over sab0tender with a time of 2 hours 18 minutes and 29 seconds. Give your GG's in chats.
GG to Chex. We'll see if we can get him in here for.
Meanwhile, sab0tender is on his way to what's it called? Almazar King, where we will receive his 5th crystal. Well, we're certainly gonna ask some question about this go mode situation.
Yeah, I'm assuming he mismarked Swamp as a crystal as a pendant. Maybe he had 4 pendants on, or well, he doesn't really use a tracker specifically. I think maybe he just takes notes.
Yeah, we're watching his stream and he's AFK right now.
All right, sab0tender done with pod. I'm assuming Ice. He still needs the Swamp Small Key and the hook shot, and he's gonna have to go to a couple specific things for that. Don't know where he's currently going. I forget what's up.
What's up there? Mizumeyer, is it finished? Yes. Pod, is it finished? Yes. Well, Hookshot Cave. He doesn't have the hookshot.
I guess he's not sure what was up there either that he wanted, because he's not going there.
I feel like we're going in a Swamp Palace without the hookshot.
Without the small key as well, so we're not going.
Well, there's one chest and a hint. I've seen worst.
Did he forget he didn't have that? Maybe, I don't know.
Go for the hint. Nah.
So he's got to go to the back of Skull Woods, and then he's got to go to the Smith Chain. And we are joined by Chexhuman, I believe.
GG.
So, did you maybe mark Swamp as a pendant?
Well, I assumed it was a pendant because I already thought that I had 7 crystals. That I accounted for all 7. So, something was a pendant, and I don't know what it was. Was it Hera?
Desert.
I have no idea.
Desert and Hera and Ice Palace.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So I marked Hera as a crystal, so cool.
Well, that would explain it, because you were skipping things a little bit there, and we're like, so he doesn't have the hook shot, and it's not really going to be able to hover Swamp so much, so...
Yeah. So that was exciting. I thought I was in go mode when I saw that Thieves was a crystal, because I thought that the last 3 pendants would be Desert, Ice Palace, and either Thieves Town or Turtle Rock. So it was, for me, it was between Thieves Town and Turtle Rock, and of course they're both crystals. So, hooray!
Yeah, so you were out at the beginning of the seed really well. Everything pretty much worked out for you, other than really the boots, but that didn't, no pun intended, slow you down at all as far as finding.
Yeah, that was kind of frustrating. But I felt like I was being thorough enough. until I started making a lot of small holes in this world.
Yeah, not orphaning things is really tough in this mode, but for the most part, I mean, you had quick ways to get everywhere, so it wasn't too bad, but I'm actually impressed with how long you managed to not go to South Shore because you
Yeah.
kept finding better things to do.
Yeah.
Its tower didn't end up being like worth anything, I don't think so.
Well, it had mitts, and mitts led to
Oh yeah,
extra.
but yeah, okay. So that was like the one thing you needed.
Yeah, on the torch, right?
Yeah, yeah. The sab0tender unfortunately missed the mirror for like an hour and 20 minutes, so
Oh no.
he was bunnying all kinds of.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate.
Okay. So I thought I had a big advantage with the bomb jump to the mirror, and then the very next
Yeah, actually, you
item
found
was like,
that. You found that, and I was like, so Kane or Hookshot's probably upstairs here.
yeah, and where was Kane? It was like right there in Hera or something.
Yeah, on Mulder.
Oh yeah.
You already had that hammer, so I was like, well, seems like something to get that mirror might be up there. I was like, this seems like a bunny situation.
Well, did Sabo get the hammer right away?
Actually, no, he did not get the hammer for about 45 minutes. He kind of walked by it a couple times. He found the swords on Laser Bridge though, so he did kill Moldorm for the cane not that long into it, but he also just kind of forgot he could get to the big chest because he cleared out Turtle Rock from Laser Bridge. So like the middle of Turtle Rock from Laser Bridge. So I think it just kind of like slipped his mind at that point.
Yeah. Fortunately, the hammer didn't really block anything game, so it didn't really impact so much as not finding the mirror.
Yeah, it was a little harder to get around the mirror versus the hammer.
Yeah.
He actually ended up getting those fairly available gloves as his first glove from the GT Torch.
Right. And the other glove was hard for me to find, too.
Yeah, the other one was on top of the castle in Skullwood.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So the mirror was a pretty big factor.
Yeah.
Overall. But he's running out of checks. He's about to go get his Swamp Small Key right now. Then he's only missing a hook shot. We'll see if he does the Smith Chain before diving into Swamp. He was already in there once.
Did Sabo get the hint for the fact that there's an item behind Skullwoods too?
I'm not 100% sure.
I
think he's been checking
yes.
them.
Oh, well, there he goes.
So, how did you feel about the seed overall? Seemed like not too bad of a.
Right. It felt pretty normal to me. And I liked having mirror right away and it leading kind of very, very close to. I mean, it wasn't close. You had to be in the dark world, but that wasn't too hard. And then go mirror in the right spot. Yeah, I don't know. It was fun.
Yeah, it had some bunny logic, but it was fairly forgiving bunny logic. You didn't have to like go crazy out of your way to get to it.
Yeah.
So next up, we've got you versus Megawatt.
Okay.
Since you're moving on to the next round of the winners brackets. So what do you think your odds are? How do you feel about how far you could make it in this entrance tourney?
I can't make it very far, but I will do my best.
Well, there you go. Think positive.
Who knows?
Well, the already winners bracket number 3, I think it's already a pretty good result. But I think you can go way farther than that. Oh, that's our other
Oh yeah.
bumper cave.
I'm more afraid of the losers bracket than I am the winners bracket.
Yeah, that one's getting pretty stacked right now. There's a lot of scary people down there that I didn't expect to get there. Oh, sab0tender's doing the thing. I
Yeah.
think we're about to go into go mode. Nice recovery from the early game there. He's this is not too bad of a time for missing that mirror like.
Mm-hmm. Was there
Yeah.
anything in Ice Palace this seed? It was all like nothing.
I'm pretty sure it was all junk. The Swamp Bicky was on left side of GT, so sab0tender will not be getting that because he has no reason to go there.
Yeah, sab0tender is in go mode, but he has to do swamp and he has to go finish ice after because he went there without their gloves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he sequence broke ice fairly early because I think he was kind of running out of options and was just like, okay, I'll just do this thing that I can do. He was making a fair amount of progress for not having a mirror.
Yeah, for a long time in the seed, I was like, oh, there's no way sab0tender can make it back. He's too far away with this mirror. But then when he got it, I realized, hey, he's like, if he makes the right moves and he goes to the right places, he can still win. But he had so much stuff that that was not accessible to him that yeah, of course he had to make all the checks you had already made, and that the difference that didn't look so bad ended up being like pretty huge. But I'm still surprised that he's gonna finish like only a bit, like maybe 20 minutes behind you. It could have been like, for some of the seed, it would like look like 45 minutes, maybe 1 hour difference.
Cubs roll making a valid point in chat that he doesn't actually have to do ice because it is.
Oh well, that's even better for him.
Right.
But what if he
Yeah.
wants to do ice?
I mean, he could be going for the 216 club. I hear it's got a lot of prestigious.
He'll get his 8th crystal a different way.
Is it possible? I know you are a big overworld glitch and even maybe I think no logic player.
Yeah.
Is it possible to get 8 crystal in a seed if you dupe some?
No.
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 dream is
That's a
dead.
good question. Yeah. Once you enter a dungeon, it knows whether you've got its prize, and it knows exactly what prize it should be.
All right.
You can go anywhere in the underworld and beat any boss to earn that prize, but it does know that you've got a prize or you don't, and it knows what that prize is.
No hate, Crystal. Maybe there's a way, we just haven't found it yet, though.
Well,
right.
Coming soon to a randomizer near you, you could just get 3 crystals and kill.
Yeah, that V31 goals, random goals.
I don't know how I feel about that, considering that there raises the possibility of you picking the wrong 3.
Well, I think it's gonna end up a bit like a Ped Seeds goal, where it's like very dependent on what you do. You can finish a seed super quick, or you can get lost forever.
Yeah, to me it sounds kind of interesting. It sounds kind of like along the lines of a Triforce hunt where there are different solutions to each seed. And yeah, could be fun to try anyway.
Yeah, we always like to try the shiny new toys at least once. And then
Yeah, that they said about retro.
Depends on how. Yeah, retro is, I don't know, an interesting gimmick a couple times.
sab0tender making his way to Ganon. Equally good equipped.
Also, not finding the silvers on the land molas wherever those guys may be. So another silverless fight. But again, he is more than equipped.
Yeah, it's funny that we didn't. There's 4 land molas in both of our seeds of our 2 runners. No one showed up today.
And we don't know where Desert Big Cube is, do we?
We
No, we don't.
No, I guess we never did see that, but we have not a lot of places left. It could be. Well, I guess swamp's a pretty big hole in the check.
And did you say where the back of Desert Palace is?
We did not find that, but again, very few places it could be. I think
Exactly. Yeah.
I think Ganon's Tower, Hammer Pegs, Big Bomb were the main possibilities we hadn't seen, and I don't even remember
Ice
if we got.
Palace.
I don't know. Well, I'm pretty sure we got a hint for Ice Palace. I don't really know if we got a hint for any of the other ones.
Yeah.
All right, he's got the torch glitch going. He's not got a lot of hearts, so he's got to make sure his dodges are good, because I think he's low enough that a fire bat could take him. He's not even going to take chances. He's got a potion.
Yeah, I have 3 blue potions for some reason.
Holy.
Did maybe you just got them as prizes? I don't remember what the bottle said.
Yeah, I bought one of them.
All right, should only have a few hits left. Doing pretty decent about getting triples. All right, there we go. Ganon is down.
And GG to sab0tender, finished in 2nd place with a time of 2 hours, 35 minutes, and 33 seconds. Unfortunately for him, that will put him in the lower brackets, but still a good effort here. GG's. He's gonna go come for an interview. Yes.
You talking about just for the credits, or? Oh yeah, that already exists.
Yeah, MSU1 packs is available, but not a lot of people use it, especially in restreams.
I don't know how if it does it over the credits or not, because I haven't really seen anybody run it. I believe we're joined by sab0tender now. GG sab0tender.
Yo, GD Chex.
GG.
So how you feeling about that seed?
Not terrible, I guess. Opening wasn't too bad. It got a little messy, but I made a comment in the SRL chat already. It was my mid game. That was just terrible. I don't know what I was doing. I got kind of lost. And by the time I recovered, I felt great in that last half, but I figured I was already pretty far behind.
Yeah, you actually recovered fairly well for missing the mirror as long as you did. We kind of figured by the time you dove into ice that the Turtle Rock big chest had kind of slipped your mind, since you approached Turtle Rock from the laser bridge instead of the other way.
Yes, it did. And I was going through and then I was like, oh, big chest is right there at Sick Kid. Let's go take a peek.
Yeah, and that mirror was unfortunately a pretty solid block to some good stuff. So a little hard to get around. You did a good job of getting around it for a while. There's a lot of bunny stuff you can pull off if you know what you're doing. Unfortunately, the mirror being one of the main super bunny things doesn't help. But you got a few dungeons down and found a lot of items without having all that. So that was good.
Yeah, I mean, the upside to that play in the mirror that long was that the end game was very clear. I didn't really have too many locations to really explore, so just kind of like one thing after the other. So yeah, it was just too much wasted time before the mirror for sure. Definitely.
And you'll be moving down to the lower brackets, facing the winner of the race between Incoherent and somebody I forgot.
It's Febreze Ninja.
Ooh, all right.
Right. Okay, so the winner of that race will be facing you. I don't know if that one's on the schedule yet. And we just Chex is moving on to Megawatt next. How are you feeling about entrance? I know you're somewhat newer to the mode, right? Are you kind of warming up?
It's one of the it's a mode that I really respect and I like it a lot. I am just so hot and cold with it. I can find things and like, oh, okay, everything makes sense. This is great. I'm having a good time. And then more often than not, I have big, huge blocks that just throw me for a loop. Today was the mirror, I guess. 1:45 was my time picking up the mirror. Like, how am I going to come back in a race when I pick up the mirror almost 2 hours in? There was one of the qualifiers. I forgot the boots for like almost 3 hours. Like, just unreal stuff that I can do sometimes. So,
Yeah,
but it's a lot of fun.
even experienced runners run into that from time to time. I feel your pain because not too long ago today, I also forgot that particular chest, and it had something very important in it that blocked the rest of the seed. So, yeah, that's there. It's always something, and people have an ever rotating, list of things that they forget. It's never the same thing. You always find something new to forget. It's a lot to really remember in the mode, so it can be a little tough even if you've been around the block.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, so I think we're gonna be ready here to wrap up here on Zelda Speedruns 2. Please make sure to follow our runners here, Chexhuman and sab0tender on Twitch for the great race they have put us for us today. Final thoughts, any of you?
No, thank you both for commentating. It was fun. Happy there was a restream.
And
A lot of work is being put into this tourney.
again,
Thanks.
for me, thank you to our runners, our commentators, our trackers, and our other restreamers who also help out with setting up the restream. So shouts to everyone in ZSR staff as well.
Oh, for sure. Thank you to especially today. I think it was Blade, Fang, FT, and Cubs Rule that were doing the tracking. Glitchyman as the restreamer. My friend here, Recitador, and myself, Scarolive, at the commentating. And if you want to help out, please join the Discord of the tournament. And there's always need for people for having the most restream possible. And on that, have a great night. I think there's still a match going on Zelda Speedrun 1, but I'm not sure. I think it might be over already because I see IPQD and FC already in the commentary. So I think that's going to be over for tonight, but there's going to be more races tomorrow for sure on Zelda Speedruns. Have a great night, everybody, and thanks for watching.